Good morning. Let us start our session by establishing a proper motivation, Mahayana motivation. So we can think, we can contemplate how since beginningless time we have been driven by our karma and afflictions. Due to our self-grasping ignorance, all sorts of afflictions are present in our minds, such as attachment, anger, pride, jealousy, and so on and so forth, pushing us to constantly accumulate all sorts of karmas that in turn result in all kinds of different experiences, sometimes pleasant experiences, sometimes unpleasant experiences. In the past, we have accumulated countless karmas. And whatever we experience is the ripening result of these karmas. At the moment we are not too uncomfortable, we have a human body. But still we can see we don't have control over our experiences. Sometimes we fall sick. Sometimes we meet with people who challenge us, difficult situations. At the time of death, not sure which karma will ripen. We might again fall into the lower realms, being born as an animal, for example. And from our experience, we can see how animals are going through quite obvious suffering. You can think of the animals in the wild, constantly living in fear of being chased and eaten by bigger animals. Constantly looking for food, shelter, so on and so forth. You can also think of the animals that are seen by humans as food, how miserable their life is before being sent to the slaughterhouse. We can also imagine what it must be like to be born as a hungry ghost or as a hell realm being. Try to generate a wish. May I be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. And try to extend that wish to countless sentient beings. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. I myself will do whatever it takes. I will take responsibility to free countless sentient beings from suffering and the causes of suffering. Now I have this precious human life. I have all the freedoms and endowments. I have the capacity. I have met the teachings of the Buddha. How fortunate. Therefore, in order to benefit sentient beings, I will make the effort to engage in study, contemplation, meditation. I will transform my mind. I will eliminate all my afflictive and cognitive obscurations in order to become a Buddha, to be able to guide sentient beings perfectly. Try to give rise, to generate this most beautiful mind, this altruistic intention of bodhicitta. May I become a Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. Try to abide in that experience for a few seconds. And so today we will engage in calm abiding meditation, single-pointed concentration. So I'll remind you of the essential instructions. The first one is to look at your body posture. Ideally sitting in the 7 points posture of Buddha Vairochana. The two most important points being for your body to be upright, for your back to be straight, and for your eyes not to be completely closed, to be slightly opened. Gazing in space 1 or 2 meters in front of you, but not paying attention to whatever your eye consciousness apprehends. It is the mental consciousness that meditates. The second instruction is your focal point, your object of meditation. So if you're familiar with this meditation, you can bring to mind the object you are familiar with. If you don't have an object you are familiar with, you can visualize a tiny drop or dot of white light between your nose and your upper lip. Very small, maybe 1 or 2 millimeters in diameter. And place all your attention there. Place all your focus on this tiny dot of white light between your nose and your upper lip. Make sure your mind stays focused on that object for the entire duration of the meditation, which will be about 15 minutes. If it helps, you can also count your cycles of breathing. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, and so on and so forth. The third instruction is to identify the errors of meditation. our minds become distracted with either excitement, for example, thinking about the past and the future, or our minds become distracted with laxity, dullness, lethargy, sinking, like falling asleep. So these are the two errors to identify. And the fourth instruction is to apply the antidotes against these: introspection and mindfulness. Introspection meaning throughout the meditation, a small part of your mind should constantly be checking: am I meditating? Am I focused on my mental object? Or did I lose my object? Did my mind wander? If I notice that my mind wandered, if I have lost my object of meditation, immediately I make the effort, as soon as I notice, to bring back the mind onto the object with mindfulness. And try not to forget the object anymore. It's a bit like your pet dog running away. When you notice that the dog has run away, you don't let him go away further. You bring back the dog to the house. And if you want the dog to remain at the house, probably you would tie his leash against a pillar or something. So similarly, with introspection, I check, am I meditating? Am I on my object? If not, with mindfulness, I bring back the mind onto the object and tie my mind onto the object. So we will try this for about 15 minutes. Gently come out of the meditation. And we can dedicate the merits that we have accumulated in this session. Dedicate all the merits that we have accumulated in the past, all the merit we will accumulate in the future, so that we may quickly, very quickly, become Guru Buddhas and lead all sentient beings, without exception, into that awakened state. May the Supreme Mind Bodhicitta, that has not arisen, arise and grow. May that which has arisen not diminish, but increase forevermore. We can dedicate all the 3 times merit of ourselves, infinite sentient beings and infinite Buddhas, so that our teachers, such as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, may have long and healthy lives, and may their holy wishes be fulfilled spontaneously. We can also pray for the reincarnation of our spiritual director, Gabje Tenzopa Rinpoche, to be found quickly, so that Rinpoche can continue to guide us, his students, and continue to lead the organization, the FPMT. We can also dedicate our merits so that all wars and conflicts come to an end immediately. May there be no new wars. May there be no famine, no diseases, epidemics, natural catastrophes. May peace and harmony and happiness prevail. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.